odds of 3-1 for promotion, Bristol City needed a good start away at the Sixfield Stadium, and they weren't about to disappoint. Tony Thorpe's diving header from a Brian Tinian cross providing the opening goal. Only 6 minutes of the match played, and Danny Wilson's men already back in the groove. It wasn't all one-way traffic though. Jamie Forrester might have levelled for the home side, but for a goal line clearance by Lewis Carey. But it was City making most of the running, and Northampton simply couldn't contain Thorpe. The striker first winning and then converting a 22nd minute penalty after being upended by Richard Hope. The referee perfectly placed and in no doubt. Former City keeper Keith Welsh given no chance from the spot as Thorpe doubled the lead. A mere 6 minutes later, City and their fans were coasting. Mark Lever unlucky to strike a post, but Thorpe as ever on hand to cash in. Less than half an hour gone, City's top scorer for the past 2 seasons had helped himself to the first hat-trick of the new campaign. Northampton's woes increased when James Hunt was sent off, and they might have been down to 9 men when ex-City defender Gerard Lavin seemed to handle on the line. Steve Jones, the player, denied. Lavin lucky not to see red. Summer signing Mike Stowell made his debut in the visitors' goal, and he'll be pleased to kick off with a clean sheet. City have turned down several bids from West Brom for Aaron Brown. It's determined running like this which has his price tag rising almost daily. The Cobblers' dogged fight with only 10 men for the best part of an hour almost gained some reward late on. But this kind of wasteful finishing suggests it could be another hard season for a team which only just beat the drop last term. For City, however, it was the perfect start. 3 points in the bag, 3 goals for their star striker, and a warning to the rest of the division. Mission accomplished then at the Sixfield Stadium. It finished Northampton Town 0, Bristol City 3. In the continuing absence of Keith Millen, Lewis Carey skippered the team for Bristol City's first home league match of the season. And fresh from last week's treble, striker Tony Thorpe was closing in on 50 goals for the club. Swindon's captain was Alan Reeves, who scored the winning goal here at Ashton Gate last term. We joined commentator Rob Walker in the 2nd minute.
What a bumper crowd here this afternoon as David Duke combines well with Robinson. Manquist chasing back. Nice ball in by Duke. Well controlled by Savin. He tries the shot. Well, worth the effort, you would think, so early on in the exchanges. Nice ball forward by Bell. Well controlled by Thorpe. Looks for options, finds Doherty. Forward again. Well, they've got to work hard here, Swindon, and back over the top. Well, it was Alan Reeves who got the header away for Swindon. City's corner. Nicely in. Straight to Grimmick. Well, he had to do well with that one, Grimmick. Can get rid of some early nerves. And that's quite a let-off for Swindon Town in the early exchanges. But still 0-0. Big launch forward. Nice header on for Thorpe. Can't finish the move, unfortunately. Gets tangled up with Andy Gurney. So it's Reeves. O'Halloran. Tinian not giving up on those hassling runs. And it's done well. He's released Aaron Brown, and there's plenty of options going forward for City. They push it out wide. Steve Jones, good shot, good save. Well, Brian Tinian's efforts found Aaron Brown, and after a nicely spaced use of the left flank, Steve Jones fully troubled Bart Grimmick. Visitors now find themselves having to defend against what could be a useful City free kick. And there'll in fact be another one now, because Tony Thorpe's been brought down again. And this is surely going to be the second yellow card of the afternoon. Paul Dowd determined to keep on top of this game as Alan Reeves is sent away with a yellow card. Swindon's wall ready to pounce, but so too is Tinian. This free kick could suit his angle. Oh, it's a wicked deflection. Well, Swindon will be thanking their stars for that deflection because it turned the ball just into the side netting. But Tinian did connect really well with that one. And he's now moved over to take the City corner quickly. He drops the ball back in. Headed away, but, well, quite dangerously a piece of Swindon defending there. And Grimmick found himself with his feet behind his own goal line to avoid what would have been an extremely unfortunate Swindon own goal. Not really the fireworks we expected as of yet. Plenty of time though. As Bell delivers a shooting ball forward. Oh, that's the best chance of the game so far. Tony Thorpe came pouncing through for that one. Unfortunately for him and City, he couldn't quite connect with the ball. But you get the feeling that had he done so, Grimmick would have not been able to do anything about it. Bell finds Thorpe. Well, again, now Tinian. Doherty. There's lots of space down the right-hand side as Carey comes forward to help it on. And Manquar. Jukes put him under pressure. And luckily for City, the ball finds its way back to Doherty. Now Carey once more. They try the left flank this time. Brown beats O'Halloran to it. Hill now. Turning Grazioli. A long string of possession here for Bristol City. As Doherty looks to find another way through. Reeves, well, he fluffs his clearance. And Tony Thorpe, could this be? Well, Grimmick's got to stay on his feet. Thorpe, here comes Tinian. Well, Alan Reeves fluffed his clearance. And when you've got a combination like Tony Thorpe and Brian Tinian on hand, you just can't do that. Bristol City find a way through then. Thorpe couldn't quite find the angle to have the shot at Grimmick, but when his ball found its way back to Brian Tinian, there was only one place the veteran was going with the strike, and Bristol City have taken the lead. Free kick then. Robinson, will he have a shot? He does, but it's well wide. Now the ball's found its way back to Tinian yet again. He does get all over the park, Tinian. His enthusiasm's infectious on the pitch. Could be such a crucial part of Bristol City's hopes of a playoff place or better this season. As Hill now launches the ball forward, looks for Jones, finds him. Jones does well to chest it down. Thorpe, will he have a shot? He's in plenty of space. Still Thorpe. Whoa! He really is enjoying himself in this early part of the season, Tony Thorpe. He thought he'd done enough to fox everyone there. He went for the delicate finish, but it was well wide. That's a lovely wide ball from Tinian. He's found Jones in a lot of space. Thorpe's in the box trying to help him. Deflected header from Reeves. And that one not troubling Grimmick, but it does give Bristol City yet another corner. It looks as though Doherty will go across to take it. He's got Aaron Brown there if he wants to do a little 1-2. He doesn't. He goes for Tinian. Tinian's in an awful lot of space. He's had a cracking shot. The deflection. Well, Grimmick only managed to palm it away. Thorpe and Jones were in there like lightning on the rebound, but unfortunately for them, they couldn't find the goal with the rebounding effort. What they have done is earn yet another corner. And Swindon will be glad to get in at half-time. Only one goal down after this spell of pressure from City, who don't have a chance to take the corner, but that won't bother them too much. They go into this, their first home game of the season, 1-0 up, courtesy of a goal from Brian Tinian, who combined well with Tony Thorpe. Danny Wilson and the Bristol City fans will be hoping they can hang on to claim a first home win of the season in the second half. Join us again after the break to find out if they can in for the second half of this local derby. Bristol City currently 1-0 up against Swindon. Brian Tinian's goal giving the hosts the lead. Plenty of good chances for City in the first half. And some useful attacks from Swindon as well, but both sides needing to do better in the final third of the field. As Reeves launches a big one forward. Grazioli will chase this one. Could be useful still, Grazioli. Well, he's got options. Oh, that's unlucky. Matt Hewlett, well, the ball's going everywhere at the moment. Still Swindon might attack. So many bodies in the box, everyone's getting in each other's way. What an incredible restart to the second half then. Swindon certainly coming out firing. Invincible, well controlled there. Will he have a shot? Brought down by Bell. That's a free kick for Swindon. Well, Roy Evans obviously had a stiff word at half-time, and Swindon have really come out ready to take the game back to Bristol City. Their first likely opening looked to drop to Matt Hewlett. He had plenty of space to make the shot, but unfortunately, as he did contact with the ball, there were too many people in the way. Plenty of options for O'Halloran. He goes straight into the wall, and they will now have to work hard to keep the ball in play. They don't manage to do so despite the efforts of Robinson. Tony Thorpe comes off. He played a hand in the first goal, but when he came out to begin the second half, he was struggling a little bit, so Lee Matthews comes on to replace him. All forward. Swindon trying to get it away. And Thorpe's actually running off there, probably to get some treatment. Well, the number of yellow cards in this match is just reaching epic proportions. Well, that's a sad sight for the Swindon fans. Their captain, Alan Reeves, is sent off for a second bookable offence, and he's had a thoroughly miserable afternoon so far. His mistake leading to Brian Tinian's goal, and he plays no further part in the match this afternoon. Robinson to O'Halloran. O'Halloran puts the ball in. Grazioli tries to turn, and if he'd been able to do so, it would have been a rocket of a shot to Mike Stowell. He's unable to do so, so Swindon have to build again. Robinson finding himself all over the park this afternoon. Duke. Now City moving away with Bell. Everyone's calling for it. Could be a chance for counter-attack. He's got Brown on his left. Goes for it. Brown manages to beat O'Halloran. Sends a nice ball into the box. And there you have it. Lee Matthews has only been on the field a matter of minutes, and he's put Bristol City 2-0 ahead. Well, Bell and Owen Brown combined brilliantly down the left. There was a little bit of scrubbing in the goal mouth, and Lee Matthews popped up to head home Bristol City's second goal of the afternoon, and things go from bad to worse for Swindon. They've got an awful lot of work to do now to get back in this match. Hayward all the way across for Davis. That's now Sabin. As with last week, Sabin having to do an awful lot of work after that sending off. Bell. Matthews can't stay on his feet. gone for a little shot here. He lets to go with Tinian. He's got plenty of options. Tinian, clever ball through to Matthews. Davis nudges Matthews off the ball. And the substitute striker crashes to the ground. The referee decides no penalty. Carey. Good header away by Davis, but lands to a man. Handball, say the crowd. Handball agrees the referee. Quickly taken. Bell again. Another opportunity in so much space. Doing well to keep David Duke at bay. Duke seemed to be getting a little bit too enthusiastic from behind. So Doherty and Bell get ready to put Bristol City in another potentially very dangerous attack. Lots of people moving forward for City. Matthews is up there. Grimmick manages to punch that one away only as far as Lever. It's straight up in the air. That's going to be an awkward one. Grimmick gets another punch to it. Sabin, a wild clearance, but it's more up than away. Doherty tries to get in on the action. O'Halloran trying to steady the ship for Swindon. Manages to do so. Left to Davis now to get it away. Sabin's managed to move upfield. O'Halloran tried to find Davis. He wasn't able to do so. And Gurney's let Jones in. And Jones has finished it off. Well, Gurney holds his head in his hands as Steve Jones celebrates. And it goes from bad to worse for Swindon. City are looking pretty sharp in attack at the moment, and you can't afford to make mistakes and let them back in. Gurney let Jones back in, and the striker's finish was up to the task. Bristol City 3, Swindon 0. Surely now it's all over. Another attack for City. Murray getting his first touch. It's a good one. Grimmick's equal to him. And the Scotsman keen to impress because Amanka's kept him out of the starting lineup for the past 2 weekends and played well. So Murray still with a point to prove, even if the job's almost finished. Davis. Now, the two substitutes combining to try and lift something for Swindon. Hill. Can't find Jones. Hayward initiates the revival for Swindon. Duke. Robinson does well to find Sabin with his first touch. These two combining well. Robinson will make the charge into the box while Sabin will have to deliver. First he's got to get past Clifton Hill. Well, he can't do so, but he has won Swindon a penalty for the second time in successive Saturdays. Well, he and Robinson were combining pretty well, and the Frenchman found himself under quite some pressure from Hill and Clist. In the end, too much pressure. So Swindon have a chance to get one back with a penalty. O'Halloran, can he make amends for his penalty miss of last weekend? Here he goes. He does so. He wrong foot Stowell, and something positive at last for Swindon. Now Jones trying to bring it away for City. O'Halloran has played well this afternoon, apart from his penalty. So's Howe. That's a good ball to Sabin. Hewlett's doing his best to try and make options for him in the centre. Still Sabin. Could the Frenchman have a shot? He does, just wide. Well, this match may not be dead and buried just yet. Well, O'Halloran's still trying. This time, Bell goes for another attack. Timely interception by Gurney because Matthews was in acres of space on the edge of the area. Savin, still trying, still twisting, still turning. So's Howe. Duke. Well, their first home game of the season is to be a victorious one, and for the second week in a row, Bristol City put 3 past their opponents. Ryan Tinian deserving his Man of the Match award. He got things off to a good start for City. Lee Matthews and Steve Jones added for City in the second half. O'Halloran's penalty added some hope, but they were always having to work hard in the second half after losing their captain, Alan Reeves. Real fireworks, real drama, a classic Derby Day encounter, but unfortunately for Swindon, the result goes to City. They'll be delighted. Bristol City 3, Swindon 1.
The game was a little bit tighter than the scoreline suggested for long periods of the game. I wouldn't say the turning point was a sending off, but it certainly didn't help Swindon, but I think from our point of view, I've got delighted. We've only conceded 1 goal in 2 games. We look quite solid at the back. We look like we can handle the physical side of it as well, which is always pleasing.
Yeah, I don't think we lacked guts or determination. I think at the end of the day, we also showed some qualities today. I think again, some of our passing was good. What we lacked probably is the end product. We need to have a more finishing power, a bit short on that. But overall in the game, I thought it was pretty even, except for the goals, and some of them were aided the better by mistakes by us. We've got to sort of stop doing that.
Bristol City got off to the perfect start at Ashton Gate. Kevin Amunkwa putting Danny Wilson's side ahead against 3rd Division Cheltenham Town after just 3 minutes. The visitors back 4, seemingly still on the team coach. City captain Brian Tinian's error led in Neil Grayson for the equaliser. The veteran striker spotted Mike Stowell off his line with a perfect finish. Steve Jones may be forgiven for wanting to forget last season, but after scoring at the weekend he seems to have rediscovered his scoring touch, and it was his strike that secured City's place in the second round.
I come back pre-season and things didn't go well, and I went to Wickham for a couple of weeks, then come back here, and I just put my head down and got on with it and worked hard, and hopefully things will turn around for me slowly. I've got a couple now, and if I can get 3 and 4, I'm sure my form will get a lot better.
The more the games that you're starting to win, you're there to be shot down. But the one thing we have to make sure is that throughout the season, not just in the first 4, 5, 6 games, that we've got to make sure we get consistency as we go through. And obviously it's an obvious saying that whoever does that will be successful at the end of it. And we've got to make sure we try and be in that shake-up when we're there.
Tick manager Paul Jewell, dissatisfied with his side's opening to the season, brought in new signing Stuart Kerr in goal for his team's game against City. Paul Dalgleish, back from a 7-match ban, also started. Danny Wilson made 2 changes to his 100% winning side, dropping Simon Clist and Kevin Amunkwa and replacing them with Tommy Docherty and Scott Murray. We pick up Matthew Pick's commentary in the 5th minute.
Neither miss it, but Perry makes it. It's a long searching ball forward, high one as well that Steve Jones is looking to get underneath. Shepherded by McGibbon, but Jones does well. Brown leaves it for Mickey Bell. Now Brown in turn, looking for a red shirt in the box, almost back for Scott Murray. It's spawned for Jones with an extravagant overhead kick. He actually had more time than he thought then. Well, Steve Jones has been like a new player this season. He's shed a lot of weight already. He's got himself on the score sheet and probably had time to actually bring the ball down there and turn and shoot. Ashcroft is sharp, but Murray's alert to that one. Sharp and Ashcroft linking up once more. Cross comes in. Good shot by Howarth on the volley. Well, so much of the good early Wigan play has come down this left-hand side. It was a good cross whipped in, and Howarth did well reaching behind him, but couldn't really keep the shot down in the end. Lever. To Stowell. Howarth comes down. Wasn't the kind of back pass you want as a keeper really, but Murray goes up well. Glides with Tinian. They look okay. Kennedy up the line, but Carey gets in ahead of Sharp, surrounded by blue shirts on Lewis Carey. Lever gets it forward to Jones, who surely pushed him back, and he is. Tinian, one of those long reaching left foot passes. Now Bell cutting inside onto his right foot willies. Mickey Bell! Oh, it's gone for the underside of the crossbar! It's a Jeff Hurst moment as the Bristol City players look around. Well, Mickey Bell is noted for his shots with his left foot, not so for his right. It was a wonderful, wonderful effort by Mickey Bell. The shot came down on the underside of the crossbar, but the referee says no, it did not cross the line. Tinion's up there, gets a good clean header on it. Jones might get first to the ball and does, but couldn't control it. It gives the chance to Wigan through to Zoo to once again look to their left hand side with Ashcroft. Lever gets his foot in there, claims he got the ball. So the referee disagrees, he's going to give a free kick as Simon Howard climbs to his feet. Mr. Baines has a word with Mark Lever. Kennedy with the cross to the far post, just over the bar. But it was a well-delivered free kick, and it was Dazoo who climbed well, but he just couldn't quite keep his header down in the end, and no save to make for Mike Stout. Both sides not really able to put a lot together at the moment. Thought nice to chase down Dazoo. So poor clearance, only as far as Doherty actually, who's fouled. And this, as Doherty looks in some pain. Poor pass, Brown does well and skips the challenge. Now Mickey Bell, he's looking for a bit of support. Bell, he's got it from Tinian, who no doubt will look for Brown. That's another good ball by Tinian, just a little bit too far though. Tommy Doherty obviously feeling the effects of that challenge from a few minutes ago, and is obviously in some discomfort, so much so that the man is going to come off, I think, and Simon Clist is going to be the man to come on and replace him. So the second half underway. Straight away, Tony Thorpe chasing down a long ball, but Sharp that clears it. Tony Thorpe has been working hard this afternoon. No rewards as of yet though. Thorpe back to Carey. Shipboard looking for Jones. Ball for Brown, not quite. Bell does well and finds Tinian as City looks to come back in order to go forward ultimately. Brown, Jones just run the other way. Thorpe looking for the run maybe of Murray. Murray's in if he can get round Carey. And Scott Murray puts Bristol City ahead just moments into their second half. Well, Wigan have only themselves to blame. It was a dreadful ball out of defence, and the ball ultimately found its way to Scott Murray, who took it easily around debutant Stuart Kerr. Tinian goes to find Steve Jones, but he fouls Dazoo on the edge of the box. Now Sharp brings it away for Wigan. So far proved to be poor force up front. Now Jones with a good flick on, and now Thorpe is away and Thorpe is in the clear. Tony Thorpe, good save by Kerr, but will it go in? It does! And City are 2 goals to the good, and it's that man Tony Thorpe. Good ball through. Thorpe took it in his stride. It looked as though Kerr had managed to keep it out, but the bounce wasn't kind ultimately to the Wigan goalkeeper, but Thorpe did so well, and City lead 2-0. He manages to get ahead on the ball as Dalglish looks to feed it forward, and can't get it off Roberts. No, Mitchell skips inside Mickey Bell. Bell's got to be careful, and it's a good tackle from Mickey Bell. He said he had to be careful, and the referee agreed taking the ball away. Mitchell again trying to find that opening through the throat. Continuing in close attendance. Stowell comes and flaps up that one, but does well. The keeper had to come and make a decision on that one, and in the end concedes a corner kick. Kick comes in, out goes the header of Roberts, flicked in, and Wigan have got a goal back. Well, they've been threatening, they just had a little bit of pressure, the game had entered a little bit of a lull, and the corner came over. It fell kindly for Ashcroft, who really just had to get a touch from only a couple of yards out to beat Mike Stout. Away comes Ashcroft, looking for Roberts, crossing comes, and Matty Hill again. He's looking for a good run forward himself now. He's got Tony Thorpe and Steve Jones around, and he'll try to shot from distance. He's held his head in shame there. Looks up to the clouds. He knows that was a good opportunity.
Well, then it's the perfect start for you. Things carry on. Maybe the only criticism was maybe you sat back on the 2-0 lead a little bit.
We got ourselves in a great position, yeah. I mean, it's 2-0 up, and we were totally dominant and, full control of the game. And then we just, I don't think got sloppy as such in general play. I just think we didn't pick up from one particular corner. I slipped in and they got a goal, and then obviously at 2-1 it gives you initiative to them. But I think after that we defended fantastically well. I mean, we've got ahead on loads of things. The back lads have been absolutely superb. Mickey Sterling goals as well, been fantastic. But we have to look at the rest of the team as well, and not only the defensive there, but I think from the front they defended ever so well. I mean, Tony Thorpe and Stevie Jones were fantastic on the day. Tony's got a goal, but I think his work rate has been absolutely superb. It'd be very difficult to pick any individual out today, because I think it was a terrific team performance through the midfield, strikers and the back lads.
Yeah, one of the apparent things was that the Wigan players weren't given time to settle on the ball even at the back, were they?
No, they pressed the ball really well, and as I said, it was as a unit as well, not individually, which is always a big bonus for any side. But I think it starts from the front, and the two strikers set us off great.
I'm not sure if the replays are conclusive or not. You could have done with the Russian linesman in the first half, can you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it looked like it came down an angle, didn't it? But, we can argue for that from the decision we're in, but I'm just glad it didn't affect the game, really, but it was a terrific.
Bristol City were hoping to make up ground on leaders Huddersfield, and with the club celebrating its league centenary, manager Danny Wilson selected the same starting 11 as that which drew at Queen's Park Rangers. After two successive defeats, Port Vale manager Brian Horton gave midfielder Simon Osborne his debut, and due to injuries and suspensions, Liam Burns came into the defence. We pick up Matthew Pick's commentary in the 6th minute.
Trying to get his trying to get back again, but it's with O'Callaghan. Defending for City to do is that the ball comes in. A bit of space there for McPhee. Just for a moment, Bristol City were caught wanting in their own penalty area. McPhee had time to bring that ball down and shoot. Always sniffing and hunting around for a half chance to Tony Thorpe. It might come back to Jones. He's done well, Steve Jones. Well, it's a good think-up play by those two once again. And Jones eventually getting on the end of it. Couldn't quite get any real power behind his shot, though. Hill's there. So is Brooker. Still dangerous for Bristol City as O'Callaghan feeds out wide to Brooker once again, who crosses in. It might fall, and it does, to a white-shirted player, and Port Vale have taken the lead here at Ashton Gate. the possession that Port Vale had in the last few minutes. They've been threatening it. City couldn't clear their lines, and eventually O'Callaghan was left with a simple shot to get past Sal. Tinian, Thorpe, on towards Jones. A bit more urgency now in the City play. Good lad almost spills it. Are Port Vale going to spoil the centenary celebrations here? Carey, he needs an option. Got one, he has now from Tinian, but City are going to have to go backwards and across the hill. City being pressurised at the moment. They're trying to find an opening now. Maybe they can through Brown. Got Thorpe inside him. Glister's there as well. Goes back to Hill. It goes for the cross, but that's easily headed away by Carragher. Only as far as Tinian, who looks for fine. Brown over the top. We need a good cross now. There it is. Good save. Slow down by Goodlad though. Aaron Brown did this right thing. He tried to whip it in across the 6-yard box. Maybe just a little bit too ahead of the oncoming Bristol City strikers, but Goodlad collected that one well. Carragher forward. O'Callaghan can't control. Perry does. And that's the free kick. Tinian with one of those long balls, can't quite find Bell, but Thorpe was working very hard indeed this afternoon. Collects. Lever finds Tinian, who looks for the run once more of Bell, and once again just doesn't quite find him. The radar not quite on this afternoon from Brian Tinian. Now Carey with some space. Space and time to move forward. Thorpe. Bristol City fans want him to get the ball inside the penalty area. We might do now if he can link up with Jones. The right idea, not quite well executed. Thorpe though gets his foot on the end of it. Good effort by Tony Thorpe. He's having to come and pick the ball up from deep at the moment, which says a lot about the state of the game really, but managed to get his shot in the end, and at last a real save for Mark Goodlad to make. Lever, Thorpe. Good ball to Carey. Carey looking as though he's going to try and go for the byline. Checks back inside instead. It might fall for Tinian with a left foot shot just over the bar. Good effort by Brian Tinian. He's already scored with his right foot here at Ashton Gate this season. Good flick on, danger for Bristol City here. Oh, just over the bar from Stephen Brooker. It was a quick break, the flick on came. Brooker outpaced the Bristol City defence. He got there before Mike Fowle. City were fortunate that that one went just over the bar. Jones. Now they're looking forward for the run of Tinian. Tinian just looking maybe. Thorpe comes out, shot! Great shot by Tony Thorpe. Well, he got the power, he got the precision, it was straight at Mark Goodlad. But my word, that one travelled from Tony Thorpe. Great effort there by the striker. Burns forward towards McPhee. O'Callaghan's there, but Lever comes away with the ball well. Trying to set Murray through. Clister's there though. Now Tinian. City more effective in the opening 2 or 3 minutes in their second half really than they were in the opening 45. As Carey comes forward. Carey once more. He needs some support from somewhere. Murray trying to help him out. Still they wait in the middle. Still Carey comes forward. Carey found the gap. What can Lewis Carey do? He tried the shot. Might fall to Murray now. Murray on the left foot. Might fall to Jones. City players are queuing up for it at the moment. Jones with a chip to the far post. Tony Thorpe there. Beaten to the header. Now Brown. Back across again. To Thorpe. And finally it goes in for Bristol City. And you could see it coming. Well, they were lining up to take pot shots at that one. And quite rightly, it's fallen to a man who has worked so hard this afternoon and who had a ferocious shot just minutes ago. It's Tony Thorpe who's put Bristol City back on level terms. Lever once more. Up towards Jones, who's done well. And Brown. Bell's behind him. Ambitious ball looking for Brown again. Can he get the cross in? Brown can. And wins the corner. Looked as though at one moment that maybe Mickey Fallon overhit that ball down the line, but Aaron Brown did well. He's got pace, of course, we know about that. Has won the corner kick. Over comes the corner, the head's in now. It was Lever who got a thumping header in. Point blank, good tip over by Mark Goodlad. That was a good delivery from the corner kick. Lever timed his jump well, but Goodlad was equal to the task. An ever-present danger this afternoon, Tony Thorpe. Brooker brings it down well. And he'll get a second bite of the cherry as well, and skips past Bell, and past Hill, shot comes in, good block by Dowell. The Bristol City keeper hasn't had a lot to do in this second half, but he certainly had to be alert to the danger there. Brooker skipped past two men, and it was a sharp save by Stowell. And there goes the final whistle while Bristol City's unbeaten start to the season continues. And despite winning the Manager of the Month award, Danny Wilson, he doesn't find a defeat the following Saturday. Georgia Callahan putting Port Vale in front in the first half. Tony Thorpe equalising for Bristol City just after the break. Well, on Monday the 9th of September 1901, in Bristol City's second ever league game, they lost 3-0 against Port Vale. On Saturday, the 8th of September 2001, it's finished Bristol City 1, Port Vale 1.
We started quite slow, and which is unlike us really, because I think that the way we try and play our game is a tempo, and a high tempo, and unfortunately that tempo wasn't there the first 45 minutes for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know if maybe the bad atmosphere maybe got to us a little bit, and I think maybe one or two, thinking they would just get through the game and we'll be okay. But it has a funny way of just biting on the bum now and again, doesn't it, games, and to realise that you can't have it all your own way at times, and we had to up our work rate in the second half, which we did, and we looked far fresher and far brighter in the second half, and certainly more menacing in terms of trying to get a goal.
Hoping to bounce back from their midweek Worthington Cup defeat by Watford, manager Danny Wilson made just one change, bringing fit again Brian Tinian into the midfield, with Simon Clist dropping out despite having scored in the cup tie. Colchester, whose only league defeat so far was at Swindon 2 weeks ago, dropped Kamel Izzet, the brother of Leicester's Muzzy Izzet, and replaced him with former Ipswich player Gavin Johnson. We pick up the action in the 7th minute, and your commentator is Nigel Turner. Nicky Bell. And now this could drop invitingly. Scott Murray. Well, his touch took him round the defender, but the ball just wouldn't drop down for Scott Murray, and he rather swung at it with his left foot, and the result went over the bar. Pino again. Oh, that's loose, and Thorpe will get it back for Bristol City. But again, both teams just
placing one or two passes. A chance for Colchester to build once more. Plenty of men pushed forward, it must be said. McLeish looking to get on the end of that, but in fact the shot came in rather than the pass, and it was a good save in the end by Stowell. Kevin Rapley unleashing it from the edge of the box. McLeish was making a move into the area looking for the pass, but instead Rapley looking to make the shot, and he forced Stowell into a save. A bit of a delay in the throw from Carey, eventually finds Doherty, and Lever hits it high and long, looking for Jones, but Colchester away again, but concede a sloppy bit of possession to Carey. Now Murray, and then Tinian in a lot of space. Will he try a left footer or will he square it up? He tries to thread it through to Murray! Oh, what a goal! And what a pass by Brian Tinian. 1-0 Bristol City. 5 minutes before the break, Bristol City take the lead, courtesy of Brian Tinian and Scott Murray. Goalkeeper saved the bacon of his defence there. That was a terrible, terrible pass right across the face of goal, just didn't look. And Tony thought Bristol City's leading scorer should have made it 7 for the season. As it is, it's still 1-0. And now Good. Gregory back to do good, and making good ground as well. He's got McLeish outside him. Now we'll reach the Colchester number 9. Gregory, worth the cross, and in the penalty area, might yet drop. Comes to Rapley, and there's the equaliser. Kevin Rapley cracking the ball past Mike Stowell. The Bristol City defence went to sleep. Now here's Mickey Bell. To Murray. Carey. And Jones! Well, what a start for the second half. Steve Jones' third goal of the season. And doesn't he look happy? And it was a goal that came from a very simple build-up. Stockwell. Do good. And he's showing plenty of pace there. Do good all the way through. Blocked out. Calls the referee. Doherty running in front of him. And it's a free kick in definite shooting range for Colchester United. So who's going to take this? Stockwell standing over it. Do good looks like he might have a go at it as well. Oh, and off the underside of the bar, headed back, cleared out. Oh, appeals for handball. What happened there? Well, whatever it was, Bristol City survived. Do good with the cross into the penalty box. It could come to Stockwell. Can he get past 1-2 defenders? He can. The shot comes in and lashes across the face of goal by Izzet. Well, that was an opportunity. Stockwell. Johnson. Oh, there's a bit of confusion from Bristol City there as the ball cannon back off the defender, but Doherty does ever so well to play it back to Stowell. Young head with very clear vision of what he was going to do, and now here is a break, 3 against 3. Aaron Brown into the box, he's going all the way! Oh, and it's only the last minute intervention of the defender that denied Aaron Brown a goal. And City win it back in midfield again. Doherty's pass though was a lax one, but he's made amends. Aaron Brown to Mickey Bell, and Brown showing plenty of energy, makes the return run. Now what can he do against White? Goes past him easily, keeps it all on his left foot now, right footed, tries a shot, not so very far wide at all by the youngster. Well, that was a great example of the youthful endeavour of this Bristol City side. Aaron Brown choosing to make that run, tiring run down the left. The ball stayed mesmerisingly on his left foot, and then he tried a right footer that was only just past the post. Johnson. Clist for City. Jones to Clist. Matthews making a run down the right. Clist may choose to go through the middle. Matthews making the cross run. Comes to Clist. Oh, what a goal! 3-1. Bristol City wrap up the point thanks to substitute Simon Clist. He brought it through the middle. Matthews out on his right, starting to make a run across the middle. In truth, almost got in his way, but Clist let through left foot shot. Left Woodman with no chance at all. 3-1 Bristol City, and 3 points in the bag it would seem. Olivier just making sure that the time was up, so the final whistle at Ashton Gate. Bristol City climb above Colchester United at the top of the second division table, and Bristol City bouncing back from their midweek defeat in the Worthington Cup. Good value for their victory. Bristol City 3, Colchester United 1.
Sam came on, popped up with a superb goal, and it's ended the game obviously by then. But at 2-1, you're still sweating a bit. You're never comfortable. But I will say, we had some great situations on counter-attacking, where we could have possibly done better with. But again, all's well that ends well from our point of view.
For the table with a victory, and they looked on course when Brian Tinian scored from Aaron Brown's corner. Unmarked on the edge of the box, he needed no lessons in volleying. Brentford hit back with Ben Burgess shooting home in the 24th minute, and went in front 5 minutes later through Darren Powell's diving header from a free kick. But City grabbed a point in the second half as Mickey Bell converted a penalty after a handball offence. Display of the season against Tranmere. Tony Thorpe's early shot against the keeper's leg set the tone. City's passing and movement were first class and created the first goal. Mickey Bell sent Aaron Brown clear on the left, and his cross to the near post was swept into the net by Steve Jones. Just when it seemed they wouldn't get full reward for their first half pressure, City increased the lead. Scott Murray's outrageous turn left Gareth Roberts on the ground, and Tony Thorpe smashed home the cross. At the break, Ashton Gate saw its first silverware of the season, courtesy of Somerset's cricketers with the C&G Trophy. Maybe it was the blue ribbons on the cup, but City never quite reached the same level of performance in the second half. In injury time, Tranmere were awarded a penalty for a tackle by Amankwah. Stuart Barlow ballooned the chance over the bar, and for City, it was a night to savour.
I thought from about 4 or 5 minutes into the game, I'd really got a grip of it. And really, 2-0 at half-time, I didn't think it was a true reflection of how well we played. We missed quite a few chances. The goalkeeper made a couple of good saves. We clipped a post in the bar. So I think overall, to say that we 5 or 6 or 7, wouldn't have been an understatement, really.
they did get a point from a hard-fought draw with Cardiff City. There was a tense atmosphere in the 13,000-strong crowd and taunting between rival sets of fans. There was a strong police presence, there was no serious trouble, but there were 5 arrests.
Tough and physical, City were prepared for a scrap and they weren't wrong. Cardiff chose an attacking formation, but it was Tony Thorpe with the first real chance of the night. Then City's answer to David Beckham. Brian Tinian forced Neil Alexander into scrambled action. Then came the penalty. Brian Tinian does launch his sliding tackle from long range. Jason Bowen goes down and the referee says penalty. The replay seems to favour Brian Tinian, who appears to play the ball. But that didn't stop Robert Earnshaw first scoring and then celebrating in his trademark style. City got their draw through this goal by Mickey Bell, a superb individual effort. He seems to have run out of space, and surely he couldn't score from there, but he does. Manager Danny Wilson said he was delighted with the fight back and had no argument with the penalty. 1 or 2 City fans would disagree. David Passmore, BBC.
Henry Park, where City knew they had their work cut out against the second division's leading scorers, and soon Oldham was showing they were in no mood to surrender their unbeaten home record. The first effort of the game came from the home side's new £70,000 signing from Tranmere Rovers, Wayne Gill, who provided an early test for Steve Phillips. City lost defender Kevin Amankwah with a hamstring injury early on and brought on Joe Bernal as replacement. He was to have an excellent game, and soon it was Danny Wilson's team taking the initiative as top scorer Tony Thorpe tried his luck from distance. Oldham were weakened by injuries and suspensions, but Andy Richards' side are a confident outfit these days, and when Craig Dudley forced his way past Mickey Bell, Phillips had to come to City's rescue. Carlo Corazin's header set up the chance, and Phillips had to be alert and brave. The goal that proved decisive came 6 minutes before half-time. Mickey Bell's probing ball found its way to Thorpe, whose quick thinking put Scott Murray in for a clinical finish. Thorpe's vision and first time pass gave Murray all the space he needed. It might have been 2-0 before the break as Thorpe squandered the sort of chance he normally gobbles up. Again, Bell was involved, and from his perfect far post cross, City's ace marksman could only find the side netting. Oldham might have equalised early on in the second half when Phillips was again called into action by Gill. This time goal scorer Murray was on hand to clear the danger. Route 1 football is not Danny Wilson's trademark, but it almost brought a goal for Steve Jones. Gary Kelly kept Oldham in the game. Oldham's best chance to level was again created by the impressive Gill. His pinpoint cross laid a goal on a plate for substitute Mark Richards, who picked his spot and headed straight at Phillips. Not the best of starts for the new on-loan striker from Blackburn. With the home side pushing more men forward, City looked to catch them on the break. Dean Holden's misplaced header almost gifted a second goal to Murray. And with Oldham stretched at the back again, another slick City build-up ended with Jones showing the confidence of a striker, convinced his next win bonus was only moments away. Kelly saved, but City had done enough to clinch 3 vital points.
I wouldn't say it was the best footballing game by all stretch imagination. But again, we had to come here and be solid, and I thought we were that. I thought defensively the lads were superb. Really, I think they had maybe one save all to make all the game with Steve Phillips, and he did that very well. But I thought overall the back three lads and then as a unit we were very strong and very solid.
And a goal from a player that's always likely to create.
Yeah, Scott, he's always like though. His pace gets him in great areas, and but again, you've got to produce a pass for him as well, and unfortunately from our position it happened today. We had a couple of good opportunities as the game went on, which you'd expect when the team are throwing everything at you. We're going to catch them, now and again on the counter attack. But again, the one I'll settle for the one.
Bournemouth in a change kit of white shirts to get the game underway this evening. Both teams with a point to prove after bad results at the weekend, and taking charge of tonight's game, Surrey referee David Crick. Thought beaten in the air initially, but it breaks kindly for his strike partner Peacock, and that's a good reverse ball. It's Tony Thorpe tight to the goal line, just couldn't haul the ball in. Nice link up though between the two front men. Didn't play together quite as often as they would have wished last season due to injuries and illness. Thorpe, whoever he plays with, is a handful up front. Holmes again with the flick on for Bournemouth. This is Elliott. Tinian making life difficult for him, but the Bournemouth man still in possession. That's a good looking ball.
It's just offside.
Yes, the flag was up, but I don't know whether the Bristol City defence knew that.
No, I'm sure they didn't. There's a threat there. That's twice now. There's a couple of crosses come in. The butt through balls there. Elliott's done extremely well. It's a nice little ball in. I'm not sure they played offside, but they've just caught him half a yard too far forward. It's the first sign of a little up-tempo in the game, though. It's been a steady pace.
It's not a bad try, first time. Somewhat ambitious, you might say. Stock. Again, they've got Bernard in on his left-hand side. Good cover once more from Lever. In fact, no, it's Burnell this
Joe
time.
Burnell, yeah, great cover from Joe Burnell. Scott Murray got caught square. The ball inside him, but it gave Bernard that problem there to get in at him. Just great tackle, great interception by Joe Burnell.
It's a summer bell for Bristol City.
They've produced one or two little threats themselves, I think, Phil, haven't they? And they've got the opportunity.
Hill. Well, maybe this is the way to break through. No space anywhere else. Go solo. Matt Hill yet to score for Bristol City in 68 starts. Oh, Bell's in trouble. He's lost possession, and this is Holmes! Well, that's the best chance of the game so far. It fell to Derek Holmes, and he may be wondering how he hasn't got his third goal for Bournemouth.
Yeah, you nearly made me eat my words there. It's a super pinch and a great ball on the floor, and a bit more firmer contact, and that goal's going to go in the net and really punish the Bristol City people. I just said they hadn't scored, they hadn't really threatened, and there they go with the first major threat of the night at either end.
Oh, and now it's the Bournemouth defence getting themselves into a bit of a tight spot. So far it's errors that have looked more like providing the opening than intuitive play, but maybe Bristol City can change that now as they press forward once more, but the howls of derision from the fans. The ball goes a good 40 yards back. City trying to work the opening, but it's just not going for them at the moment.
Yeah, I think they've tried to keep possession. I think the fans wanted to see Scott Murray really turn forward and attack the full back there. He kept possession very nearly, another half a yard on the pass, and very nearly got himself in 2 or 3 passes later.
Murray in with a diving header towards Peacock. It's run through now to Brian Tinian. Real chance this for Bristol City. And on his left foot, Brian Tinian, the man to make the most of it. 1-0 to the home side, 37 and a half minutes gone. And finally the deadlock is broken.
Yeah, and the man they grumbled at, Scott Murray, wins the header. It's a good little dummy into midfield, a great run by Tinian. Yeah, he's not going to miss that on his left foot. So just 10 seconds earlier, Scott Murray's the villain of the piece, but he wins that header, puts the team back on the attack. A lot of the goal to aim at when you see it from that angle, but a great finish nonetheless by Brian Tinian.
Well, in the old days, they'd have called that just passing the ball into the back of the net. Tinian, probably the best passer in the City side.
And that's changed the mood of the crowd a little bit, Phil, as well. See if it changes the game. See if Bournemouth can come out now. Going to have to change slightly and create a little bit more.
Holmes it is who is down for Bournemouth. Had a chance to put Bournemouth in front, and just a minute or so later he was made to rue that miss, with City taking the lead at the other end. But can Bournemouth provide an instant reply? Fletcher over the ball is no mean striker in situations like this, but he's now been ushered away, and it looks like Brian Stock who's taking charge of the situation. Maybe he'd wish he'd left it to Fletcher, straight into the wall.
That's disappointing when you get a free kick like that goes straight into the wall. The one thing you tell your players when they've got that chance, if you're going to shoot at goal, you can't hit that wall.
Back to his goalkeeper. Stewart's really had a save of substance to make, and almost his first touch really was to pick the ball out of the back of the net from Brian Tinian. Stock looking for a little 1-2. The challenge was late by Lever on Hayter.
It's the first yellow card, I think. I think Mr. Crick's already gone into his back pocket. Mark Lever can pick him up all he likes. I think he's going to get a yellow for it.
It's unfortunate for the City skipper. The referee was only a couple of yards away from play, so he had a really good view of it.
We had a good view of it from up here, Phil, I think, as well. I think when your centre-back commits a tackle like that, he probably knows that's going to be a card at the end of it.
Pretty late. Stock again, in charge of the set piece. Peacock's back there helping out the defence for Bristol City. They've allowed one free, and it's Lever who gets it away, but
trusting there was four in a pile really in the D, so there's 4 attackers, 4 defenders, and all of a sudden one's broken free. It's a nice little clip in. I'm not sure he realised how free he was in there.
Once again, Holmes has taken up that position on the goal line. Plenty more coming from deep.
On that goal line now.
And in short this time, little dummy on the near post. Follow up from Elliott. Always rising up and over.
Good defending though by Bristol City. It's gone away from the 6 guys on the line there in front of Steve Phillips. It's gone a bit deeper, but there's bodies come straight out to block that shot. Force that one over the bar.
Certainly showing a bit of invention on their set pieces are Bournemouth. It's giving Bristol City something to think about at least. Obviously, Sean O'Driscoll's been working hard on the training ground. Lever just getting to the ball ahead of Hayter, and it's Murray who tidies up. Holmes. Fletcher. Pretty even contest in the all-important midfield area so far tonight.
there's a bit of annoyance on the Bournemouth bench there. You can hear them shouting, move the ball quickly. They're looking to probably get in there a little bit quicker than they're doing at the minute. It's still rather slow, giving Bristol City a chance to regroup and win the ball back off them.
Just composing a few words for half-time, no doubt. Mistake by Hill. Chance to atone, but the header didn't have the height or distance really. Finally it's whacked away by Burnell, and this is Thorpe for Bristol City, looking to release Peacock. He's got Howe for company. Pretty close company as well.
It was a bit tight on him, wasn't he? The referee was well positioned to see what was going on though.
Lee Peacock made quite an impact when he came on as a sub against Wickham. Crashed one header against the woodwork, I remember. He has scored in his only other start so far this season for Bristol City. That's the golden goal winner in the LDV Vans Trophy. So far, Peacock and Thorpe have had precious little really to feed upon. Peacock did well to stay on his feet. Tinian on to Bell. Bournemouth players are buzzing around the ball, not allowing the home side chance to settle. And once again, Thorpe forced to drop deep, but he's done so intelligently there, although the final reverse pass wasn't quite angled in Murray's favour. Bristol City then start the second half, looking to maintain, if not improve upon their position. A 1-0 lead handed to them by Brian Tinian. City, remember, have two crunch fixtures to follow against fellow promotion hopefuls Stoke away and then Brighton here at home, so they'll be looking for a confidence booster going into that mini run. Bournemouth, for their part, still searching for their first away win in Division 2, so they too have plenty to play for.
No changes to the sides, no changes to the shape of either team at the moment. It'll be interesting if this carries on at 1-0 or whatever, how long Sean O'Driscoll leaves it, or whether he changes it, whether he feels he's got enough in there to cause a threat.
Peter jumping well against Lever. He's giving away a few inches in that contest, but certainly got something on the ball. Breaks for Carl Fletcher now in central midfield. Hill providing the cover.
Yeah, good covering position. Mickey Bell's just got caught there, gone over the top, and if Matty Hill's not alive and bright, that's a problem.
That's a useful cross, and this could be a problem. Wow, I wonder if Holmes just took his eye off the ball, perhaps hoping that either Elliott was going to get there or maybe the keeper would get a touch. In the end, neither happened.
Yeah, I think the run across Steve, it's a super ball in. It's a test because it's just outside that 6-yard box, and it's Elliott that came across Steve's vision. And Holmes, as you say, was just on his heels there. If he'd been a bit brighter there, there's a header into an empty goal.
Tyndall's header clear. Doherty retrieves the situation for the home side. That's a nice turn by the midfield man. Still got problems shaking off his marker though. Purchase just helping the ball on its way.
There's one each. Doherty's just early on, he's had a little grumble at the referee, although for him possibly the referee's done well because he's allowed play to continue and Bristol City in possession, and then when he gets his chance, rather foolishly in front of the referee, commits a foul and gives possession back to Bournemouth.
Holmes with the flick on. Hayter, lay off into the path of Fletcher, now wide to Purchase. Players making their way into the danger area. Good looking cross, and that's a fine save by Phillips. One-handed away to his left to deny his fellow number 14, James Hayter.
That's good play. It's another really good cross. See, he doesn't pick out the keeper, hard to deal with. Ball drops to Hayter. It's a great save of Steve Phillips. That's a goal. That's the first real goal-bound save he's had to make tonight. That'll do him good. But again, a threat and a worry for Bristol City.
And the danger isn't over just yet. Corner looking for the head of Howe. Couldn't direct his header towards the top corner though. And City off the hook. More messages going out from the bench.
That's Peter Grant, I think, the Bournemouth coach there, telling his keeper to get forward. He sensed there might be the chance of an equaliser coming now. It's a good little spell for Bournemouth.
They've got a free kick in it, a useful area here, probably 25 yards out maybe. It will certainly be of concern to Steve Phillips, who's busy arranging his defensive wall.
Just was trying to get some information on about this one. Brian Stock last time tried to go direct on target, but he hit the wall when he had one in the first half.
Like Stock again. This time it's chipped up what he intended to be an on-rushing colleague, but I don't think the colleague quite was on the same wavelength, and so far they've wasted two very good set-piece opportunities.
They have, I think they looked for 7, Carl Fletcher around the back there, but he chose a narrower option with the pass, and it was harmless in the end.
Here come Bristol City with Bell. Matt Hill offering support, and it's his cross. Thorpe! Unfortunately straight to the goalkeeper.
We've seen threats and chances of crosses from both teams now, good quality crosses coming in. Matty Hill's left foot, again, nothing for the keeper to deal with. Tony Thorpe's got a wee bit of room there. He'd perhaps be disappointed that he's put it straight into the keeper's arms. But a good cross and a good chance nonetheless.
Touch on once more by Holmes. 2 H's. Hayter collecting from Holmes' flick on, but no real power in the shot at all there from the diminutive front man.
There's a flag up for offside again. It had been a problem for Steve Phillips. The referee's waved play on.
Danger very much there from Bournemouth though, as Elliott carries the attack forward this time. Again the flag's up on the near side wing back, Stephen Purchase.
Wade Elliott's getting into the game now. He's made decent runs in the first half, but he's getting on the ball well now, and he's tricky on the ball. He's good running at people, and he's certainly providing a threat in a central area. Stock and Fletcher are trying to hold ground a little bit and allow him to get in centrally at people. There's some good running from the front too. And it's a nice little spell for Bournemouth here.
Peacock with a fine leap. Finds the goal scorer Tinian. I don't know if he's quite got the speed to go the long way round his opponent, but he's got the nous to just lean on him and win a free kick.
He knew what he was doing.
Win for experience over youth, I think, there. And City looking to catch their opponents out quickly. Bell with a deep, deep cross. Lever will retrieve it. Thorpe's in there under the keeper. Well, it was a good old-fashioned challenge. In the olden days, he just barged him in and claimed that one.
That Lofthouse would have claimed it, wouldn't he? But not Tony Thorpe. Referees are not going to give them these days. A super cross, great little play between Bell and Tinian on the left-hand side. It's a good header back, because another half a yard, the keeper's at full stretch there, even though he's under the threat of Tony Thorpe.
Picked up by Fletcher. Very much the holding man in the Bournemouth midfield, but just occasionally he darts forward.
Good play by Matt Hill there. It's a nice little turn by Hayter, trying to play people in. Matt Hill's got a foot in to stop it. Again, offside. It's a nice high line Bristol City are playing, making life difficult for people, particularly around the edge of the penalty box. Difficult for Bournemouth just to find a way through with their little 1-2 passes. Referee's getting impatient with Steve Phillips, telling him to hurry up and get on with it. Still got just under half an hour to go.
Peacock again with a good leap. Tinian to Bell. Low ball, which throws the problem at the near post.
That's super play. It's the long ball. Peacock as well. Tommy Docherty's there, supporting the movement. Good early pass out. You see Tinian and Bell linking up together. How many times have they done this, those two? It's a super ball in. Near post, a threat to the Bournemouth goal. Here they go again.
It's Tyndall who got the initial danger clear. There's more problems here for Bournemouth. Excellent defensive header, and finally it's away by Elliott.
It's another good ball in from Mickey Bell. This left-hand side now is beginning to be a threat for Bournemouth. Good spell for Bristol City.
It's what they need to do here, is to try and cap it with a second goal and put some real breathing space between the two teams. It's Murray tight to the byline. He's done well to win the corner. There was precious little else on for it.
There was. He just lost his footing as well, trying to deliver the cross, so they'll be pleased with the corner.
It's a signal for Lever and Burnell to advance and join the likes of Peacock and Thorpe up there. Burnell, who's on the near post. Back now for Murray. Deep across, this time Lever trying to make it.
It's been a feature of this second half so far from both teams. There's good crossing areas, there's been some good quality coming in.
Perhaps a bit more pace on the ball as well, which does help.
They're delivering it in with pace and a bit lower and a bit firmer.
Certainly first half with one or two high hanging crosses, which always favoured the goalkeeper. But, both men have had a bit more to think about in this second period.
They've both been busier, certainly.
Ed Holmes is winning just about everything in the air. This time he got a whack on the back of the head as well for his troubles.
Lee Matthews getting ready to come on. A little bit of movement going on, talking to Frank Barlow, saying this is what I want you to do, that's where you're going, that's what you're picking up at set plays.
Holmes threatening to go all the way again. A perfectly timed tackle by Lever. He's been the right man in the right place once or twice for Bristol City so far this evening.
Yeah, and he had to get that one right. You just see here, forward's got half a yard on him. And any mistake with that lunge, we're looking at a penalty. But a great tackle by Mark Lever.
Straight switch for Bristol City. Lee Peacock to be replaced by another Lee Matthews. Matthews has one goal to his credit so far this season. That's in a substitute appearance in the local derby early on here against Swindon Town. So far this season he's only had cameo roles to play, hasn't yet started for City. A good chance to impress though now. Matthews, first meaningful touch for him since his introduction. Earns his side a throw. Former Leeds United striker, of course. I remember him having a great impact when he first came to Bristol City. Right in saying he scored on his debut. Spell. Deep cross. Thorpe is there. Terrific save.
Fantastic football all the way round. Matty Hill's bright on the throw in. He comes and gets it. Bell to Tinian. Back to Bell. A super ball from Tinian. Quality cross. In it comes. It's a good header and a bright save. One to match Steve Phillips at the other end. The goalkeepers have really shone the second half.
That was fabulous work by Stewart. He's not the biggest goalkeeper at only 5'11", but he can certainly move quickly.
Oh, he's
cleverly
offside.
done, but the flag was up.
It's a pity. It's two or three great little balls through from Brian Tinian.
Our way. Elliott. Barking on all those little jinking runs of his. Lever with the header. Oh, Hill slipped. Did well to recover his ground quickly. And it's Tinian who forces the ball clear.
Going to Bristol City, yeah.
Now a little touch off the Bournemouth player. Tinian, as usual, having a very effective game tonight. Now Thorpe making life difficult for Howe, and he's in here, Tony Thorpe. Oh, he was just beginning to lose his balance as he attempted the shot. In the end, straight at the keeper.
In a way, he's done the hard work because there wasn't a chance at all. He's put Howe under pressure, he's made a threat, now the chance arrives. And he's created it all himself. He just can't get it out enough. Maybe just wanted it 1 or 2 inches more out of his right foot so he could get a better swing at it. But he created it all himself.
Strikers do have periods when it just won't go in for them, and that seems to be the way of things for Tony Thorpe at the moment. The important thing is to keep on trying, keep on getting on the end of chances.
I think he'll do that. So certainly in that last 30-25 yards he's a major threat. So he made all that himself there. He didn't need anybody else. He created the problem for Eddie Howe. Some more movement on the Bournemouth bench. Sean O'Driscoll's looking at the clock. He's probably seen it come up to the last 12 or 13 minutes. A couple of more cards to play before the end of this game.
Fell into Matthews, neat turn. Then over here for Bristol City. This is Scott Murray with a chance to go for goal. That's a super tackle. Now just threw himself in the path of the ball.
Yeah, it's a great tackle, but it's probably 1 touch too many. If he could have hit the shot a little earlier, I'm not sure how could have got across to block it.
Oh, that's cleverly done by Murray. Spots 2 of them. Tyndall's header. Corner to the home side. More pressure building on that Bournemouth goal. Corner's been quickly taken. Tinian whipped in. It's comfortable enough for Stewart.
Yeah, but it's bright, worth a try. I think Brian Tinian's had a shot there rather than put a ball in the box.
Scooped pass forward. Hill was alive to the situation. It breaks once more for Wade Elliott though, and again it's Hill, this time with the acrobatic diving header, and Thorpe seems to have the wrong studs on. First time he's been almost treading water. Now Murray, well, I'm not so sure Murray was, it was maybe Matthews.
I think you're right. I think Danny Wilson agrees with us at that one. Be interesting to see it again. I think Scott Murray came well from deep. The linesman had already given Matthews in an offside position.
He's given the man coming back offside.
Candle with the shot. Locked on the edge of the box, and that's a mistake by Tinian. And the looping header very nearly deceived Phillips.
That is a great save because Steve Phillips had decisions to make there. It's looped up in the air and it's a looping header there. It's a great save. You watch where Steve Phillips gets in here. He's thinking, shall I come? He's checked back at this minute, and that's a super header. And Steve's had to show really good footwork to make that save. Some of those early leaving supporters have stopped to watch on the side, as you can see. I thought about going home, thinking, no, we better hold on a little.
Nice back heel. Thorpe, still Tony Thorpe. Through the keeper, but hit the side netting when Matthews was waiting in the middle.
And nearly got a reward, those supporters who went it up. Thorpe's done well there. It's good feet in the box. It's a good one, he just might have pushed that ball across. But good play from Thorpe nonetheless. Can't deny him wanting to get a goal at this stage. Last few seconds now.
Certainly time is Bournemouth's enemy at the moment. If Bristol City can just get the ball out of harm's way, they should be safe, but still the visitors are straining every sinew. This is just about the last chance Toulouse. Elliott dishing out instructions before delivering the throw.
Can't believe it took so long. It's all over.
There goes the whistle. It is a home win for Bristol City. It's just the result and the reply Danny Wilson was looking for after that setback here against Wycombe on Saturday. Brian Tinian, the hero of the gate in terms of goals scored. But Steve Phillips there made several really important saves in the second half to preserve Bristol City's one-goal lead. Fans will go home happy. It's another 3 points in the bank. It's finished Bristol City 1, AFC Bournemouth 0.